Welcome, everybody. Step inside. It is time for some Thursday Thrashing Friday. I am Vince Russo, and I am the host of this show, and I am going out live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on Twitch, and live on the X. Everybody is welcome in my house. The only rules are that you have to be an adult and you have to be able to converse in adult situations. If you are a child, please stay away, because the bottom line is if you make stupid, asinine comments, you are going to be ignored anyway. Also, let me tell you straight out to shoot, this is a no marks zone. No marks. No WWE fanboys, and you know who you are. No matter what they do, it is great. Nah. Nothing is great 100% of the time. I mean, even I am only great 98% of the time. There's that 2% where I'm not great. So if you are a WWE fanboy and everything they do is great and unbelievable and holy shit and this is awesome, man, this is not the place for you. This is the place, man, where you are going to get honesty. You are going to get the truth, okay? I have no interest in working for any of these wrestling companies, so I'm going to say whatever I want to say. I am not on a Legends deal, so I'm going to say whatever I want to say. I'm not looking to make friends at this point in my life. Quite frankly, I think I have enough friends. I'm not looking to make friends, and I could give two craps about enemies. So what all that equates to is I'm going to hit you right between the eyes, man. And I'm going to hit you with the truth, whether you like the truth or not. I do want to remind everybody, I'm offering a special now on russosbrand.com. If you've never been a brand member, you can go to patreon.com/RussoTWC right now and get a free week of the brand. It will cost you absolutely nothing. That is me putting my money where my mouth is. What I'm saying is go to Patreon, get your free week, and then you're going to want to subscribe. And you can subscribe for as low as 75 cents a week. Now, guys, I like to make this interactive, and you could do that through super stickers and donations. If you leave a super sticker or a donation, I will pull you right up on the screen, like my friend right here, Brandon Collins, who just became a YouTube member, man. You could become a YouTube member, 99 cents a month, and you will get exclusive videos only to you, like my good friend CPB Station. Happy Friday, brother. I think it's safe to say this road to WrestleMania build has been nothing short of poor. Mr. Triple H needs to pull his head out his arse and tell stories that make sense. Call Russo. Thank you, Mr. CPB. We got the Catmandu. Happy Good Friday, my friend. How are you doing today? I am doing great. Believe it or not, though, Catmandu, it is snowing in Colorado. It is April 18th, and it is snowing in Colorado. Aside from that, I am doing great. Guys, come on in. Wipe your feet off at the front door. Grab a cream soda, because we're going to have a very, very interesting conversation for the next 30 minutes or so. Because I talk about the things other people don't talk about. I'm not going to talk about WrestleMania predictions. You know why, guys? The matches aren't real. It's a television show. I never predicted the outcome of Seinfeld. I never tried to predict the outcome of Yellowstone. So I don't try to predict the outcome of television shows because they're television shows. They're not real. So the whole idea of WrestleMania predictions is asinine, in my humble opinion. That's not what we're going to talk about here today. Catman! They got snow yesterday wherever you are, Catman. Hey, listen. I'll take the snow as long as I don't have to shovel, man. If I have to shovel in April, then I'm drawing the line. As long as I don't have to shovel, I don't care. Now, I also want to say this. Guys, if you are wrestling fans, this is your weekend, man. This is WrestleMania weekend. Just like if you are a football fan, you have the Super Bowl. Now, you guys know I make it perfectly clear. I am not a fan of today's product. The only reason I watch today's product is because I get paid to. I am only going to watch it for another 9 months. In other words, in 9 months, I am going to leave money on the table because I feel that watching the WWE is a massive waste of my time. I may be a lot older than a lot of you, and I don't have that much time left here. So I don't want to waste any of my time watching horrible television that doesn't make any sense. So I vowed that I will watch Raw up until my 65th birthday. And then when that day comes, I will no longer watch another wrestling show. They lost me. I started watching wrestling, guys, probably about 1971-ish. What is the math there? 50-something years? I started watching 1971-ish. They lost me. I am not a fan of this business. This is not the wrestling business. I could tell you that. I am no longer a fan of it. It is nothing but a job to me because I know the wrestling business. I was in the wrestling business for a very long time. I know what they're doing wrong. I know what they need to do. So I get paid for my expertise. But what I was saying is, bro, if you enjoy today's wrestling, good for you, man. Good for you. Enjoy this weekend. Have a blast. Have your friends over. Guys, I can remember, man, WrestleMania 3, Hogan and Andre, I had a house full of people, man. I had a house full of people. Here we are, WrestleMania 41. I dread Saturday and Sunday. I'm even getting paid for it. And I hate the fact that I've got to sit in front of my TV on Saturday and Sunday and watch these shows. How did we get from point A to point B? How was it for me? How was it once so good and now it's just a massive waste of my time? I constantly ask myself that question. I never got bored with baseball. I'm still an avid baseball fan. That never changed. But wrestling has changed. I am not a fan of today's product. And if you are, that's great. Jack, I hope Triple H does the right thing and puts the title on John Cena. Triple H, man, that is what we're going to talk about today. Because Triple H made some comments in a recent interview that just can't be ignored. And I want to address those comments. Now, let me say this, because I always have to qualify this every single time I do one of these shows. I am not bitter. I am not upset because the WWE isn't hiring me. As a matter of fact, just 2 months ago, my wife and I purchased a beautiful log cabin Airbnb in upstate New York. If anybody is ever upstate New York, let me know. A beautiful Airbnb that is taking up a lot of my time, and I am enjoying it very, very much. I have no ambition, hope, wish, dream, whatever you want to say, of ever getting back into wrestling again. That is in my rearview mirror. That is over. So if you guys want to equate the truth to me being bitter, then go right ahead. I personally worked with Triple H for a very, very long time. And I want to be clear about this. I enjoyed my time working with Triple H immensely, immensely. He was a great dude. I really, really enjoyed our time together, without a shadow of a doubt. I'll be honest with you, since 1999, I think Triple H and I have exchanged one email, maybe one email. And I'll tell you what that email was. I jingled Triple H to tell him to put Jason Sensation in the WWE Hall of Fame. And Triple H was nice enough to answer my email. So this is not any heat with Triple H. This is not me hating on Triple H. As a matter of fact, it is completely the opposite. I am trying to help Triple H. And I am trying to help Triple H based on my experience, because I did what he's doing and I did it very successfully. Alejandro, what's up, my friend? The best story can do is Paul Heyman on a pole match. He needs to be fired ASAP. Hunter only books for the internet nerds. Well, let me tell you something, Alejandro. That poll better be enforced. It better be an enforced poll on the match. So can we get that out in the open? I have no animosity towards Triple H at all. Obviously, bro, everybody knows I loved China. I was very, very disappointed in the WWE just totally ignoring China towards the end of her life, not taking her phone calls. And there's a part of me that really feels if they would have at least had a conversation with her, she may still be here today. But they completely ignored her. They didn't return her phone calls. And yeah, man, that hits hard for me. It really hits hard for me, because at the end of the day, bro, we are all human beings. And it was a time where she was really, really, really hurting. And a good conversation with somebody from the WWE could have completely turned her around. But I hate to say it is what it is, but we can't change the past. And I do not hold any goodwill, a bad will towards Triple H at all. I meant to say ill will at all. You know, as you could see, man, my first book behind me on the wall, behind the disco puppet, says forgiven. I forgive people. I don't hold any grudges. But I just want to take you back to how creative worked when Ed Ferrara and myself were writing. And that's all it was two writers. And before Ed, it was just myself and Vince. There was nobody else. It was just the two of us. But let me tell you, because I always want to give credit to Ed, let me tell you how we worked as a team. 24/7, man, we were focused on the product. We were focused on the show. When I was driving, I was thinking about the show. When I was on the shitter, I was thinking about the show. When I was in the shower, I was thinking about the show. 24/7, I was always thinking about that show to make it better. All my focus was on that show. Now, even during the Monday Night Wars, I didn't even watch the other product that was on television. I didn't watch the WCW. I didn't watch ECW because, quite frankly, I was focused on our show. You know, bro, it's like in baseball now. You've got the National League. You've got the Los Angeles Dodgers with a dream team in the NL West. So when you go to the other teams in the NL West, you know, when you go to the manager, Bob Melvin of the Giants, the manager of the Padres, Lavello, the manager of the Arizona, and you ask them this question. Here's what you ask them. How are you guys going to compete with the mighty Dodgers? Bro, what will they tell you? We're not worried about the Dodgers. We're not thinking about the Dodgers. We have no control in what the Dodgers do. The only thing we have control of is our own organization, our own team. And when I was writing for the WWE, all I had control over was what the WWE did, what Raw looked like, what SmackDown looked like, what Heat looked like. Whatever Eric Bischoff was doing over there in WCW, he was doing over there. Whatever Paul Heyman was doing at ECW, he was doing over there. I paid no attention to it, zero attention to it. All my focus was on our product. Now, let me add to this, because people, for some reason, tend to believe during the Attitude Era, there was no such thing as social media. No, bro, there was. It was just different. You had your Prodigy. You had your America Online. You had your wrestling forums. You had your dirt sheets. You had Dave Meltzer. You had Wrestling Inc. You had Wade Keller. All these people existed. Did I ever go online to see what people were saying about the product? No. Did I ever read Meltzer or any dirt sheets to see what people were saying about the product? No. Did I ever go on any wrestling forums to see what people were saying about the product? No. You know why? Because that's their opinion. That is their opinion. And the product and what I was writing was very subjective. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it. It is that simple. So whatever everybody is saying about it, what do I care? What I want to know is the masses as a whole. What do the masses as a whole think about the product? And this is how I did that. Number one, you have television ratings. You have hourly ratings, you have quarter hour ratings, and you have minute by minutes. And I studied those ratings every single week, and I knew what you, the fans, were watching and what you were turning off. It was right there in the numbers. So if something was getting over and that number was growing, we gave you more. If something was dying on the vine and it wasn't working, we took it away. The numbers tell you everything. Number two, back in the WWE, people didn't know who I was when I was writing. So I would go out in the crowd. I would go out in the arenas, and I would get a feel from that live audience. Whenever we were doing a major angle, man, I would go out there to see if that angle worked or if that angle didn't work. So those were the two measuring sticks, the live crowd and the numbers that told you everything you needed to know. Will Bontranger, are you still writing Rocky Mountain Pro? I am not, Will. Thank you for asking. People's individual opinions don't matter. It's subjective. So it's that simple. Give me the ratings. Let me see the numbers. I will study them. If they are watching you, you will be on TV more. If they are not, you will be on TV less. Pretty simple, don't you think? Alejandro, what are your favorite memories working with Vince? Just learning from him, man. Just kind of sitting back and learning from him. Alejandro, I used to love his stories about his old man. I used to love to hear Vince Sr. Stories because there was so much knowledge there and there was so much to learn there. Luis, why do you think the Braves are struggling? Because they stink, Luis. They stink. Okay, now, with that being said, I want to go to Triple H's comments this week in an interview. This is what Triple H had to say about the internet fans. The internet is not real life, right? Okay, so there's my number one question to Triple H. And again, bro, I'm not ripping Triple H. If I were having a one-on-one conversation with Triple H, this is the conversation. The internet is not real life, right? Right. Then why are you reading it? If it's not real life, why are you on it? Why are you giving it any time whatsoever? You yourself are saying it's not real life. And the bitching and the effing complaining that is on there is not real life. Well, bro, if it's not real life, then why are you paying attention to it? You could read the internet and it'll sound like this thing is dead. Okay, so obviously you're reading the internet. I'll use Cody as an example. Cody's already jumped the shark. He's dead as a babyface. He goes, really? I don't know. I'm in an arena with 10, 15,000 people every night going apeshit for me, selling the most merchandise. But sure, whatever you want to say on the internet, that's the golden rule. It's just the opinion of a few people. Do you understand what I'm saying? Triple H is saying it is just the opinion of a few people. Then why are you on there, bro? Why are you on there? Hey, guys, I can tell you this. When we just had Raw, before SmackDown and before Heat, when we had Raw, writing one show was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It was a full-time job. There was no time to go on internets. There was no time to read Dave Meltzer's dirt sheet. All our focus was on the show. Now, Triple H is clearly saying, I'm reading the internet and it is affecting me, even though it is not real and it is nothing but people's opinions. Then why are you spending 1 second on the internet, bro? Why are you spending 1 second on the internet? Because quite frankly, Triple H, listen, man, we know the business model with TKO. We know the business model, man. You are going to provide content to whoever is going to pay you for it. You are going to take the check. Somebody wants to buy WWE content. You're going to take the check. So what are you doing, bro? You're putting more and more and more content out there. You're putting more and more work on your plate. Where in God's name do you have a minute of your time to go on the internet and read opinions of fans? Do you not understand what a colossal waste of time that is? Let me go to my friend Wayne's perspective. I'm a longtime fan of Triple H based on his in-ring work, but he should not be in this role as chief content officer. This is the least creative era of WWE I've ever seen. Well, guys, again, you hear me say this all the time. Triple H is not a writer. Triple H is not Stephen King, okay? Does that spell it out for you? Triple H was a great wrestler. Triple H was a 20-time world champion. That does not make you a great writer. Because you forget, man, not only do you have to come up with great ideas, not only do you have to have a great imagination and a great mind and think outside the box and all that stuff, you also got to deal with people. You got to deal with personalities. And then, bro, there's the technical side of it. You got to know how to write a television show. You got to know how to format it. You got to know how to go in and out of breaks. He's a wrestler, man. I went to school for all this stuff. When I worked with Ed Ferrara wrote television shows and movies for the USA Network. He taught me how to do this. Do you understand? God, guys, when I went in the ring, okay, I am not a wrestler. And the reason I went in a ring was to get baby faces over and to get my ass kicked. You think I ever thought for 1 second I was a real wrestler? Are you freaking serious, bro? Never in a million years could I have done what these guys do. Never in a million years. It takes a special breed. But the same goes for a writer, bro. Not anybody can be a freaking writer, and it is obvious. Because let's face it, man, and a lot of people are saying it, this is maybe, arguably, the worst build in the last 41 years of WrestleMania. So my question is, why are you going on the internet and listening to the opinion of freaking marks? Now, I want to address Triple H's second comment. Guys, again, man, you want to be part of this conversation? Super sticker donation. I'll pull you right up on the screen. If you want more of this every day instead of the mamby-pamby, sissy Mary, girly man wrestling podcast you listen to daily, just go to patreon.com/Russo TWC. Get your free week. After that, you can get it for 75 cents a week. Steve Soleil, send Triple H an email. Tell him to hire me to write, bro. Oh, my God, Steve. Okay, here's the second comment, guys. Let me pull it up. This is a different subject. Again, now, he's talking about the response from the internet wrestling community. So he clearly is on there on a daily basis. It's a different thing, and people don't get it. The amount of factors that go into creating something, getting a character, doing all those things, it's easy to look at. And this all stuff that I learned over 25 years ago. It's so many things. It's hard to even put into context. Everything matters. So why don't you just do this with this guy? This will get him over. Well, you can't do this at this time because this guy is doing this, and this doesn't work with that, and this guy got injured, and that takes away from this. So he's addressing the comments of the internet wrestling community. Oh, by the way, they hate each other. They won't work together. It won't be good. These factors don't work. I'm also getting pressure from the network to do this, and I don't have this. And we can't do that time-wise. There's all these factors of you're building out this elaborate set of dominoes, and if one of them comes out, you have to start all over because they all affect each other, and you don't think about it that way. So the amount of thought in being able to see ahead of what's going to happen next month is incredibly difficult. And that doesn't mean you're right all the time. It doesn't mean that at all. You can understand all that and still be wrong 80% of the time, but it's the feel. I got to be honest with you, Triple H. Man, that just sounds like that's a whole bunch of excuses to me. Honestly. And working for Vince McMahon, your father-in-law, and I don't know what kind of a relationship you have with him today, if you even have one at all. I don't know. But let me tell you something, man. I didn't dare make an excuse to Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon would not tolerate excuses. What Vince McMahon would say is quite simple. If it's good, they'll watch it. Period. End of story. He didn't care what the competition was. He didn't care what was on the other channels. He didn't care that Nitro was kicking our ass. If it's good, they'll watch it. Triple H, you started, I believe, in February. No, not February. Yeah, I believe it was February. A couple of months ago. Almost 6 million people were watching Raw on Netflix. The number is now less than half. Less than half in about 3 months' time. They've turned it off. They've turned it off because it's not good. As Vince McMahon said, your father-in-law, if it's good, they'll watch it. They're not watching it. Black Note, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. They're not watching it. And understand, man, yes, I understand. Yes, I understand WWE is making money hand over fist. I get it, bro. I understand it. The Saudi Arabia deal, the Netflix deal, the USA Network deal, all the networks they're on, all the streaming services they're on. That's a lot of big money. The ticket prices, bro, have quadrupled, bro. That is a lot of money coming in. The WWE is making money hand over fist from a business point of view. Bro, less and less people are watching on a weekly basis. What does that mean? That means you're getting money from the same people over and over and over and over and over again. You lost half of your audience on Netflix. And you know, that's the thing, bro. Here's what I'm going to attribute it to. I'm going to be real clear about this. Triple H is not a writer. Show me your credentials, man. Show me your credentials. Show me your education. Show me the other television shows you wrote for. Show me the other movies you wrote. Show me the books that you've written. Show me your background in writing. Show me your background in script writing, in television writing. Show me your background, man. So that's first and foremost. He's not a television writer. Here's another trap Triple H is falling into. He's writing a show that he likes. And Tony Khan's doing the same exact thing. They are writing a show that they like. Brother, half of the audience on Netflix don't like what you like, obviously. You lost them, bro. It's not about what you like. It is about what the masses like. That's what it's about. I did not write a TV show that Vince Russo liked. I wrote a TV show that the masses liked and the masses enjoyed and the masses watched. And what is Triple H? He learned from Killer Kowalski. Triple H loves wrestling. So he's going to have a wrestling show that is very wrestling heavy. Guess what, man? That's not what the masses like. Do you know how many times during the Attitude Era people would tell me, Vince, we don't watch wrestling for the wrestling. We watch wrestling for everything else in between. Everything else in between were the characters and the storylines. So if you were not a wrestling fan, you were watching it for the characters and the storylines. Since Triple H's hybrid is being a wrestler and not a writer, these shows are going to be wrestling heavy. And how do they become wrestling heavy? You eliminate the characters and you eliminate the stories. Now, all you have watching are wrestling fans that are going to watch the show no matter what. Lewis, can the Giants overcome the Dodgers and the Padres? Well, let me say this, Lewis. First of all, the Padres are playing way over their head. The Padres are going to come down to earth. The Dodgers are going to win the division. But from what I've seen this early in the year, I think the Giants are good enough to be a wild card team. Ty Salters, ex-wrestlers becoming writers is one thing. But that they also have ex-comic book writers of the big two, Marvel and DC, on staff. They should know better. Well, they probably don't have that much say-so, Ty, and they're probably just keeping their mouth shut and keeping their jobs. Super Harrio 64, it's just fake matches and horn yakking. Boring TV. So you guys got to understand, man, I am not ripping Triple H. Guys, we can't all be good at everything. We can't. I could have never been a professional wrestler. It takes a special breed, man. It takes a special animal, and I give these guys and gals all the credit in the world. You can't just be a television writer because you won the belt 20 times. And Triple H, what I'm telling you is, man, I don't see you stepping down from that role anytime soon. And that's fine, bro. That is fine. That is why I am here to tell you, get off the freaking internet. Stop reading the comments, bro, from these freaking marks. It's their opinion, bro. And in the big scheme of things, their opinion doesn't matter. Bro, you know how you always hear, follow the money, follow the money. If you want to find out what really is going on, follow the money, follow the money. Triple H, follow the masses. Follow the masses. Follow the casuals. Follow the millions and millions and millions of television viewers that are still out there. That's where the money is. Lewis, WWE needs to change Raw from Monday to another day or time because most people are not going to choose wrestling over the NFL or NBA. They're never going to do that, Luis, because that would look like such a loss, bro. Such a loss. They've been a staple on Monday nights for so many years, bro. I don't ever see that happening. That would basically be the WWE just waving the red flag. I don't see that happening. Black Note, Vince, we have to protect you. Common sense is very hard to come by nowadays. It is, bro. Bro, everything I'm saying is common sense. Everything I'm saying is common sense. So guys, as you see, I clearly don't hate Triple H. I clearly don't want Triple H's job. As a matter of fact, bro, I would hate to be in Triple H's shoes right now. You guys have no idea the pressure of that job. You have absolutely no idea. Hey, bro, listen, man, Vince McMahon burnt me to a crisp in 5 years. I was in the WWF for 5 years and I was absolutely done. He burnt me to a crisp. For Triple H to be there in the spot that he is for as long as he's been, guys, you've got no idea the stress involved in that job. You know, we know there was a physical scare with Triple H. And bro, I'm telling you this. I have said this for a very long time. Working in the wrestling business, man, it takes years off of your life. It takes years off of your life. But it is a lot easier when you talk to people who know. It is a lot easier when you ask people who know for help. And that is what I am giving. I am giving Triple H advice. I am giving him help free of charge. And you need to stop with getting off the damn internet. And you need to stop by catering to these fans that you already have. Ryan, Rita giggling across YouTube, kayfabe is dead. Guys, that is a whole other issue. You know, Triple H had something to say about podcasters like me, and we complain about wrestlers today killing kayfabe when we kayfabe it, when we're killing kayfabe ourselves. He's calling us hypocrites. Guys, I am releasing a YouTube here tomorrow with myself and Al Snow, Jeff Lane, and I will be addressing those comments because Triple H obviously doesn't understand the difference between podcasts like this and WWE talent going in and out of character every 5 minutes. He doesn't understand the difference. So tomorrow, guys, look for the video on this channel. Myself and the great Al Snow will explain it to you. Guys, if you are watching this on YouTube, please, man, subscribe to the channel. It is free. Like the channel. Leave a comment. It really helps our algorithm. So again, man, guys, one last time, if you like what you're hearing, you can sample me for the whole week. Guys, I got a lot of co-hosts, Stevie Ray of Harlem Heat, Stevie Richards, Ben Hameen, Disco Inferno, Al Snow, EC3. The list goes on and on and on and on. You get all of us, man, and you can get a free week by just going to patreon.com/Russo TWC. Guys, any last minute comments you want me to bring up on the screen? I'm going to stall for a little bit of time because I don't want to miss anybody. But again, guys, I sincerely mean this. If you are a WWE fan, enjoy the weekend. Enjoy WrestleMania Night 1. Enjoy WrestleMania Night 2. I really hope you have your fill because, guys, life is too short, man. Life is too short. We really need to embrace the things that make us happy. Hold on for a second, Luis. Cut the music. Vince, I only blame you for one thing, and that is giving Disco a writer's job. He thinks he can never be questioned. Doesn't yeah, thank you, Luis. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, but I agree with you wholeheartedly. Okay, guys, life is too short. Enjoy the things that you enjoy. I want to thank all of you for listening to me, man. You can follow me on Twitter at the Vince Russo. I also do live chats like a couple of nights a week. Twitch.tv/Vince Russo Live. That is it, everybody. Have a great weekend. Whether you love me, whether you hate me, I want God to bless you all, man. Take care, everybody.